afternoon or evening or morning or whatever it is where you are. Hope this Sunday finds everyone well. As you can see, still no haircut, still got the full Rona rug going. But hey, who cares? It's only hair after all. It's just doing what it does naturally, grow and fall out. Anyway, as I say, I hope this Sunday finds everyone well. Hello, Big J. Good to see you. First to the chat. And Jessica, hello. So what has been going on this week in Sharpie's Fish Room? Evening, Brian. Hope you're all good as well. Well, this week, not a lot really, thankfully. No new births, deaths, marriages, divorces, anything like that going on. All the fish seem happy and hale and healthy. The baby Kribensis that were born last week are doing great with mum and dad looking after them. It's become just take it in turns to chase the Danios. Fortunately, they seem to have dissuaded Spotty from reproducing anymore, so no more bristlenoses at the moment, which is a good thing. And somehow, some of the crib fry have managed to find their way into the breeder box in that tank, which has got the latest lot of baby bristlenoses in. Now, it's got a 1 mil stainless mesh on it. There's this one I just got. This is my old one. I siliconed the mesh around myself. And they managed, 4 or 5 of them have managed to swim into the breeder box, and they're quite happily in there now. So I have no idea. They just keep turning up, cribs. Almost as bad as guppies. Hey Scott, how you doing? Good to see you. Dropping my lighter on the floor. Actually, reminds me, there was a Zach-related incident this week. I was messing about with the airlines for the box filter in the corner in there. Howdy, Joe. And I pulled off piece of airline and one-way valve. Welcome aboard, Joe. Good to have you here. We talk about all sorts of randomness, fish, models, and food, music, movies, supernatural, whatever subjects come up. We're on the supernatural at the moment. So I pulled this off because I was playing about. Turned out that the sponge filter or the box filter itself was clogged, which is why the air wasn't getting through. I thought the airline had either come off the pump, so I checked. No, it's still on. Maybe the one-way valve had died. No, that still works. Fair enough. So I'll put this down, actually on top of the pleco tub that sits down here. Figured out what was wrong, fixed it, went to put it all back together, and it disappeared. Just vanished, gone completely. Hey Griffin, how are you? Good to see you. Been a while, I think. A week anyway, let's put it that way. So I just put that piece of airline just down, and it vanished. And it literally just turned up today. The other side of the house. Thank you, Zach. Thankfully, I did have some organised, had some spare airline and spare one-way valves, so it wasn't a problem. But yeah, just my fur buddy, my ghost fur buddy, playing tricks on me like he does. And while I'm down here, because the cribs are breeding, and I'm going to need some extra grow out tubs. Got another one of the Aquatown tanks, which Mary kindly got me the other day. Obviously yet to set it up, but that will be home to a bunch of baby crebences. I think I've got about 60 of them, something like that. Going to be fun to catch them, but you know, yeah. So I'll chuck them in there, run just a sponge filter in it, I think, and a heater, obviously. Bare bottom, a couple of bits of rock, maybe some moss. That's about it. Just to grow them out. I don't really, if I can help it, I don't really want that many crebences in a 15-gallon tank. And it's bad enough I've got, you know, 20 odd plecos in there at the moment. So, yeah. Stuff is reproducing faster than I can rehome it. But thankfully, the tub down here with the bristlenoses, they're growing fairly well now. So hopefully I can move some of them on again fairly soon and clear one of the tubs out. That is kind of my plan. If I can get one cleared out of bristlenoses, and that either means I've got an empty one, I can get rid of it, or I've got somewhere to put whatever turns up next to breed. I was watching some videos this morning. I don't think he's here, but Chris from Multi-Tank Addiction. Yes, they are electric blue Acaras. There's a trio, 2 males and 1 female. And watching Chris's video, it came up on my feed. It's years old. I was like, I'll watch it. There might be a spot of information I've missed, and there was. So I've got a funny feeling these guys are in their breeding colours. So hopefully, yes, you. I'm talking about you. You know it, didn't you? Eh? That's the 2 males here and the female up there. So with any luck, baby electric blue Acara at some point in the not too distant future, for which I'll probably need to get another one of those tanks. And then I think I'll probably get some more baby epistogrammas in a couple of days. So yeah, Sharpie's getting overrun with fish again. Oh well, never mind. It's better than they multiply than they die. Let's put it that way anyway. Having them breed and having too many of them is a good problem to have. Unless you look at the electric bill at the end of the month. Oh, come on, lighter. Yes, Joe. So there's a trio of electric blue Acaras, a trio of clown loaches, 2 female bristlenoses that I daren't put in with Spotty because otherwise I'll have bloody thousands of them. Couple of somehow surviving Ember Tetras, couple of also somehow surviving Harlequin Rasboras, and a Senegal Baisha. There used to be a whole bunch of stuff. I knew you were lurking, Chris. It's that psychic link we have, that psychic bro link. Hi Aaron, how you doing? But yeah, so yeah, proof, Chris. I do watch your videos, and I found something useful. So yeah, as I was saying, I think my Acaras are in breeding colours, as it were. Fingers crossed for that. What else has been going on this week? Yeah, I'll say yeah. There is somewhere in there is Spaz the Baisha, Bashir, dinosaur fish. He likes to hide up, and then every so often he'll come out and swim around and make himself known. Dave the bristlenose is back there, the female. Bertie the female is down here, eating blackbeard algae again. Oh dear, generally. And Tammy beetle with Herbie painting it. Oh no. Ah, sweet. So you're getting your Skyline detail up kit as well. Bonus. Yeah. But yeah, I'm alright. Just everyone else. kind of chaotic week at work. I've not done massive amounts of hours, but we had a new till system get put in Tuesday night, so trying to figure that out and get that working and etc. means I've been kind of doing more and being in charge more than I would like, maybe. Hey, earned me brownie points with the boss, so you know I'm not going to complain. But yeah, that people not wearing masks, the usual drunks turning up at 5 to 11 last night. Yeah, it's one of those things where the old system worked perfectly fine. Then an IT department somewhere had to, you know, give a reason for their existence, and then we're going to improve it by making it worse. Oh, yeah, lurk away, Chris. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. Yeah, jewels and convicts. Oh god. Yeah, that's one fish I'm not buying. Convict cichlids, because I would just get massively overrun then. I think they're basically like cribs, just a bit bigger. I think is pretty much what happens. Just not as suited to as many tanks as cribs are, so they're a bit harder to move on. You can put cribs in pretty much any tank. Well, you know, not any community tank. I'll rephrase that. You know, not a shrimp tank. Mind you, if it's all giant shrimp, you'd be fine. Perhaps not in a large predator tank. Nerd! Howdy, Jason. Good to see you here, my fellow nerd. Yeah, it's so I don't. Our American friends might not be aware. It looks like the UK is going to go back into lockdown anytime soon. So that'll be only essential shops open. Only leave the house if you need to. That kind of thing. Yeah. Nerds forever. And also, hey Chewy, dual cichlids and convicts are hard to eradicate. Yeah. Yeah, the numbers are going up again. Oh. Howdy, Recon. Hope's all good with you. And Kenny, how are you? Yeah, I'll say the numbers are climbing because restrictions got lifted and large quantities of people kind of just completely forgot about being sensible and safe. Yeah, it's thankfully the outbreak at the local chicken factory has been contained. I think that's why we had basically a busload of people turn up late last night, all drunk as they were celebrating their quarantine being over. So fingers crossed, if it's not a complete national lockdown, we might be okay here, because Norfolk, East Anglia being quiet, rurally place, there's not that many. Yeah, exactly, Chewy. That's why I've not got any and not going to get any. Yeah, same with Jack Dempsey's, yes. As I say, once your cars get up and going, I may well find I've got that issue with them, but at least they're semi-peaceful. And yeah, not as well, they're not as aggressive as the likes of convicts or Dempsey's or Jules or anything like that. So again, they're easier to find people to buy. It's the same with the Cribensis. They get on with almost anything that isn't big enough to eat them. And they're having a bit of a falling out with the glow light Danios at the moment, but you know, I, I can understand a fish getting a bit aggressive and a bit protective when they got a big catch of big batch of fry. I said, yeah, exactly. Cribs I can always sell. People always want cribs. Especially when they're homebred locally. Smelling Dettol. Oh no, dropped the knife on the car. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah, we've all done the Dettol stripping thing. Uh, Dettol is a antiseptic kind of cleanery kind of thing. It's what you kind of put on wounds sometimes, or use to clean and disinfect stuff generally. Um, but it's really good at taking paint off of plastic model kits without damaging the plastic. Actually, I remember eating Jack Dempsey's food. Yeah. Ain't you Joe hitting the knife? Yeah. Bathing it, clean your floors, and it's a paint stripper. Exactly. It's not quite as bad as TCP used to be. Oh, that was nasty. It's good stuff, Jason. You won't like the smell. I mean, even I don't like the smell, and I've got no sense of smell. Let's put it that way. But yeah, like most modelers, I've got a bottle of it up in the man cave, which is purely used for cleaning brushes and stripping paints. Oh yes, Monster. Yes, still not sponsored, so it's just a baby Monster this week. It's not a big one. That's because the 4 packs are on offer at the moment. Works out around 80p a can, so I ain't saying no to that, given the amount of energy drinks I go through. And yes, this is me fully up on caffeine and taurine and sugar after a good nap. This is about as lively as I get. When a wholesaler tells you they can't move it, yeah, exactly, Chewy. And yeah, my clue is when I go to my local wholesaler who I sell to, and yeah, he's got several tanks full of convicts. And he said, "Do you want to buy some convicts?" I said, "Do you want to buy them fry when I breed them?" He said, "No." Exactly. If you got anything rare that is suitable for one of my tanks that I can breed and you'd like many of, then yeah, we can come to a deal. But I ain't having convicts. Jason, that was pink, now it's grey. Yeah, can you filter? You should be able to filter out the paint particles. I know you can do it with MLT and lacquer thinner. Just run it through a coffee filter and it'll pull the paint out. Had a farmer's market, a few people milling about, chest puffed out. No mask on, patriotic t-shirt. Yeah, I know. I know Paul Jones. I don't Chewy. I may know of him, but not know him by name. That's kind of the way I am. I get to know people. I tend to forget to ask what their name is. Generally, because I'm just going to forget it anyway and go, the right buddy or dude or hello trouble, sweetie or whatever. It's just a lot easier. Cousin to Davy Jones or John Paul Jones, as it's Chewy saying about it. But yeah, it's some people just won't listen to the science and common sense and are selfish. And yeah, let them have their own herd. You know. Survival of the ones that can still breathe, I think, is the one there. eBay and yeah, that's because people are probably using them as filters for their masks at the moment, Aaron. I think that's probably what's happening. It's pushing the prices up. I'll step on my face, freedom with your impression. Yeah, I just seriously don't understand that. It's like, if you go into a shop or a store, they expect you to wear clothes, okay? You know, trousers or pants, t-shirt, shirt, etc. And we all accept that you don't go wandering into a shop naked, or, you know, just. So if they ask that you wear a mask for safety reasons to protect other customers and the staff, that's suddenly a problem. That's suddenly oppressing people. No. I'm guessing it's the same people who go on about freedom of speech, thinking it means they have the right to say whatever they like, whenever they like. Yeah, I think the virus cares about their rights. Yeah, the virus don't care. Viruses are equal opportunities. Give them an opportunity, I'll take it. Yeah. If they haven't got a host to live in, then what are you doing, you silly little Shelley? Just on your side, half in, half out your shell. Yep, that's it. Having a nap. But there we go. This week's COVID rant, Corona rant, selfish git rant. I've pretty much given up now. You know, I've lost count the amount of people I've deleted off my Facebook. People I previously respected and whatever, or thought were decent, honest, decent people. Turns out they're not. So yeah, bye. Delete, block, or remove, block. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. It's all just silliness. So what else have I been up to this week? There's the video for the Zis breeder box. Was going quite well. Then I noticed today that Corey's done a video about it as well. Well, Dean has on the Aquarium Cult channel, so bye views. It's friends can't find you due to restricted security. Good. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure we all get the random friend requests from people we don't know, or it comes up with suggested, and you look through the list of suggested, and I don't know who any of these people are. It's when you see get friend requests, and so you have a look, see if you can figure out who it is, and it turns out they've got like 8,000 friends. Not really. A member of 12,000 groups. Well, you're obviously not actually doing anything, any of them. It's just like you like having big numbers. Yeah, says me. Speaking of numbers, notice this week I've hit 300 videos now on YouTube. 300. This will be 303, I think. And I'm getting very close to 200,000 views. And I spend the early hours downloading maximum of previous. Oh, yeah. You'll be surprised by some of them, Aaron. They didn't all start out making plastic model kits. Ah, yes, the friend request from the suspiciously attractive woman that you've never met. Yeah, I just delete now. As ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, I've never really done Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. None of them. I've got accounts on Twitter and Instagram, but never use them. So, I mean, anyone who is following me on Instagram, thank you very much. But you may notice there's like one picture, which was one post, and that's it. Ah, Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. There's a reason I've always called it Insta spam. Oh yeah, yeah. The amount of people that fall for them scams, and you think, did you really not? Yeah, a £50 gift card. Yeah, over there is worth a lot of money. Whereas if they send you a 50, whatever their currency is, I can't remember. It's probably worth about 5p. Always ask to chat on Hangouts. Yes, yes, so they can get all your personal information. It's like the ones, again, in Facebook, you get the post where you see what was your name of your first pet, answer all these questions. What colour are your eyes? Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, okay, go ahead, fill in all your personal information. Yeah, you fill them all out. Yeah, you think it's just between your friends and it's all great. Yeah, no, that's how people get hacked. I mean, I'm not saying I've never been hacked. I have been. I mean, it was a disappointment to them, but you know. Meathead, epic. Trying to think of the first dog's name. Probably be Dog. Yes, I had a dog called Dog. I had a rat called Rat. Never had a cat called Cat because I've never actually technically owned a cat. So I had a cat own me for a few years, but never owned one myself. Yeah, there's a sucker born every day. Well, the way things are going at the moment, I think there's a sucker born every minute. We just need Mr. T to go around knocking on doors and goes, "Pity you, fool," and then just walking away. So, passwords, people love a fool. Oh, there's one I had years ago, and I think no one's ever going to guess it. It was Taylor Swift's boobs. That was back before she had them. Oh, it's George Farmer. I do sometimes when I remember and when I see the notifications and what have you. I do, Joe. I've actually aquascaped with George. He came up to Norwich Forum last year. You thought I can't remember. And wanted some assistance. So I said, "Yeah, I'll split the plants up for you." Yeah, she was setting his things so that he couldn't talk to other girls, basically, Aaron, is what it was. Yeah, jealous control freak type. Yeah, overpopulation of humans on our planet. Exactly. I mean, it's like some people are blaming Corona or COVID on China. Yeah, I'd blame it on Mother Nature. Trying desperately. She has been doing it for decades. You just had earliest I recall will be the AIDS thing in the 80s. And all these various things since. Mother Nature's desperately trying to get our numbers down. Trying to save her. His life is after this. Yeah, he's in the UK. Yep, he's not too far from me actually. I don't think he's up this way fairly regularly. In what's the name? Oh, sorry. Escape Nature. That's it. So yeah, he did a presentation up at Norwich City Forum, and then hung around a bit afterwards. So I had a bit of a natter with him. Hi, Undertaker. How are you doing? Clean two pool. Yeah, well, clean out ponds and pools takes some time, so I'll let you off with that one. Biological warfare in nature is going to get worse, and yeah, it will do. Everything's going to suffer. And what we really need to do is develop a virus that just attacks dumb people. If your IQ is below a certain level, it'll do you. But other than that, you just get a bit of a cold. Yeah, so I mean, my ex went crazy stalker, so she basically only stopped when I did threaten to get a restraining order. Biology will struggle and succeed until it doesn't. Yep, right, it's always been. Yeah, all the way back to Luca, Luka. Oh, I don't know. And the thing is, I don't want to choose a number that is below my IQ, do I? Oh, it's got to be somewhere around about 80 or something like that, I would have thought. Yeah. Anyone dumb enough to believe what they read on Facebook or see on YouTube by people who have got no scientific knowledge or credentials. Yeah. Hello, Holly. Yay, turtles. Yeah. Yeah, I can't even remember what I got on mine. I think I probably came up with untestable. Because that's just not the way my brain works, the way to answer them. A lot of them, I just look at the question and go, what? That makes no sense to me. But you know, my brain doesn't necessarily work in the same way that most people's do, which is why I come up with some really rather random theories from time to time. We've got three betters. Yep. I still just got the one. Got my Engelbert. Actually, a bit of a news update on him. His lovely white Dumbo ears are gradually turning purple. So he's just going to be all purple. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I'm not dumb because I went through 2 years at college, basically drunk or high as a kite. Didn't turn up for the second year, pretty much. and got distinctions on my course, which is electronics. Oh God. Yeah, hi Anthony. Yeah, when people quote wiki as fact, no, it's something that anyone can go onto and change. You can't really quote as a fact. It's, you know, I could pick up my tablet right now and go on Wikipedia and change. I don't know. Let's say change to say that John Lennon is still alive, and Elvis is actually Donald Trump. Expert based on absolutely nothing. Exactly. I'll listen to what. I'll listen to anyone, and then I'll make my own mind up whether they know what they're talking about or not. Oh, pardon me. Like me, I know I'm an expert in burping. Yeah. I am a math major. Ah, yes. Well, I say it was engineering maths. So lots of calculus, simultaneous equations, simultaneous calculus, that kind of stuff. I basically skived off the whole second year, and then passed everything. All got it was all credits and distinctions. Expert in annoying people. Well, I'm sure Aaron will know I'm basically an expert troll as well. See, I go for the slow troll, where people don't realise they're being trolled until it's too late, and then they rage quit. I'm always in the video camera. Yeah, that's playing games. That's just a bit fun. Yeah, Joe. Now trying that when you're tripping on mushrooms. Yeah, like I said, the Ukrainian lamprey is not a parasite. Yeah, well, lampreys are a strange one, aren't they? And they're awesome fish. Parasites, biological entities. I think we're safe calling them that. Yeah, yeah. It's like someone saying that convicts, they don't breed. Or the ever-present "is my guppy pregnant" question. You look and go, as a female, yes, it's pregnant. Yeah. Comics will be in a dirty boot filled with acid. That'd probably be cleaner if you put acid in my boots. They're probably more likely to breed than if you tried water. Oh yeah. It's when you get onto the theoretical mathematics. I've also got more than a passing interest in physics. Oh boy. It's like, yeah, I gave up drugs and took up physics. Has the same kind of effect on the human brain. Yeah. I'll say fish all have different personalities. Always my shell dwellers trying to have an argument from either side of the tank. Like they want to argue and fight, but they daren't get close enough to do it. Yeah, I say all different fish have different personalities. I mean, this awesome dude down here, little Spezzy, not so little actually. Now he's supposed to be a nocturnal predator. He spends most of his time out during the day. He sleeps at night, and one of his favourite foods is algae wafers. Yeah. Well, you got to have some greens to go with your meat, haven't you? Exactly. Yes. Now you've polished off all the guppies. Here's Piglet. Hey, Pussy Wee. Yes, I know you're looking at me and showing me your toothies. Yes. Yes, you're big and very clever. I know. You're also mostly blind, aren't you? Yes, I do talk to my fish. I am crazy. Structure classes blame the maths guy. Yeah, that's where you need the physics guy to let you understand why why it went wrong. Abstract algebra. No. Oh yeah, that's good fun. I say good fun in the sense that if you can do it, you can really screw with other people. You can actually make jokes with abstract algebra as well. There was one where the answer was, I forget which was, but it was the answer was a natural log. You have to be a maths person to get the joke, but I can't remember it off the top of my head because it was a rather complex equation. But yeah, that was the answer. There was another one I did, which was in hexadecimal. Yeah, so we're talking in base 16s, not base 10s. Like, so you go from 0 to F rather than 0 to 9. Yeah, the answer to that was Def Sod. Discrete chaos, yes. Oh, chaos theory, wonderful. Just when you want your brain to melt that bit more. So that's why I've got so much time for people like Neil deGrasse Tyson who can explain these kind of things in terms that everyone can understand. You know, it's one thing having a professor of physics explain something, but in physicists' terms, which 90% of people think are going to sit there and go, what? Huh? Yeah, differentials, they were fun. Yeah, so I'm going back to electronics back when you fault found until you found the component that was wrong, not, oh, it's that board, pull the board out, put a new board in. We're talking to the individual resistor or transistor. Nightmare professor. Oh, yeah, geez, yeah. Oh, I suppose I could have pursued that line and become a teacher or a professor of something. I don't think that would work very well, though. Do you? Me in front of a class of teenagers or young adults trying to explain something to them? Especially not with my level of patience. So I was like, how many stars are in the sky? A bunch of stars. Yeah, there are lots. Yeah. The thing is, it's one of those you can't really count. Because by the time you counted them all, a couple will have gone boom, a couple will have been born. You know, I think Beetlejuice is on the verge of supernova at the moment. In a you know cosmic timescale. I don't think I could be either. I'm just not that kind of person. not logistics. No. Or if you really want to pee off your professor or teacher, call it loggy sticks. They really don't like that. It's the maths equivalent of the beta thing. Loggy sticks. Yeah, so it's not something I could do. I'm too prone to violent, angry outbursts. Violent, angry outbursts, swearing, bad wind, just days of just not caring. You know, I'll stick to when I think I've got something to say, making a video and popping it on YouTube. Good enough for me. That's one I've got to remember to film, because someone asked me somewhere the other day about doing water changes on a shrimp tank when you've got a load of shrimplets in there, how to do it. So I tried explaining the air stone on a bit of airline and use that as a siphon, but apparently they couldn't quite understand it, so I'll do a little video. Yeah, there's no need to make them faster. You don't need to teach them shortcuts. I don't use shortcuts or anything. I just type it out. I don't even do links most of the time. It's like, oh, that's the website. Tap, 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 tap. Dink. Job done. Instructed Marines in the Marine Corps. Yeah, that's a bit different. Point this end of the gun at the bad guy, or sorry, the weapon at the bad guy. Squeeze this bit, it go bang, bad guy fall over. Research engineering at Cal State. What? Oh dear. Talking. Oh God. Yeah, we're going deep down the rabbit hole now. Oh dear, whole class didn't get a GCSE. Dang. What would the equivalent of that be in America? It'd be not getting your high school diploma in maths, as it were, I guess. Yeah. I had an absolute a-hole of a maths teacher in. This is going to confuse people even more. Third year. Yes, my high school, I started high school in second year, then did third year, fourth year, and then it went to year 11. Yeah. So I still can't figure out what the hell year is. I have to count back knowing that year 11 is 16 then. So year 9 to me is third year. But yeah. Yeah. Talk marksmanship. Point the weapon carefully at the bad guy and squeeze the trigger. I jest. Well, I've probably fired more weapons than most Brits, so that's because I'm fairly close to quite a few, or a couple of US air bases. So we would back when I worked in the model shop. Yeah, I got to fire some amusing weapons. But yeah, bow and arrow is my thing more than anything. Proper bow and arrow, none of your compound rubbish with sights and stuff. Proper old English longbow. Yeah, proper old big old hunk of YEW carved to shape and a string fitted. And that's it. Yeah. Require skill and long arms as well. We have a place in the UK called Centre Parks. It's like a kind of activity holiday centre. They're generally in woodlands, and they're cool places to go if you get a chance to go. But they have all sorts of activities you can do, from laser clay pigeon shooting to archery and horse riding, all these other things. And I did the off-site archery one year. I turn up, everyone's getting given, it was all compound bows, just to make it easier for people who never. Yeah, I know where jabroni is. I've hung around enough Americans and spent enough time watching American TV and movies. Oh dear. Yeah, sticking screwdrivers in live CRTs is a bad thing. Yeah, so we're using the compound bows, obviously easier for people who don't normally shoot bows. And they're going through and they're finding out the right draw lengths and weights for people. I'm going through all of them, going, draws to. He's like, no, pull it back all the way. I'm like, yeah, that is all the way. Straighten your arm. And I'm like, okay, that's even worse. He's like, oh, right. Goes through all of them. He's like, I know what I'm going to have to do for you. I'm going to have to break out the gorilla bow. And yeah, it was about twice the draw weight of anything else. One of my mates I was there was just struggling. He basically had the kiddies bow, and yeah, and here's me with the full power, basically a match bow or hunting bow. Yeah, probably more powerful than a hunting bow, but yeah, that was good fun. That is the problem I have with bows, is finding one that's got a long enough draw length on it. I've got long arms and broad shoulders, and then you've got to make sure you hold it just far enough that way that you don't rip your nipple off when you let go of a string. That really hurts. Screwdriver touch capacitor on the motherboard. Yes, yeah, the caps will still be fully charged. Yeah, that's why if you notice on the more recent, the later CRTs, when you turn them off, boom, that was them discharging themselves, so people didn't electrocute themselves on them. Good old Chris, I will do. I check your diaries every day. It's a nice short snippet. But got to be at work in 15 minutes. I'll watch Chris's video. Opposite problem, too short for everything. Yeah, they make things for average sized people, and then people who aren't average sized will shout. I mean, I'm basically a shaved gorilla. If I didn't wear roller skates on my hands, I'd scrape my knuckles on the floor as I walked, pretty much. And I'm not that tall. I'm just under 6 foot, but I've got a broad back and long arms, so yeah. Haha, Bob! Welcome aboard, Bob. How are you, my friend? Yeah, well, I mean, people these days are making fish tanks out of old CRT monitors. Although I wouldn't want to be the one trying to cut the glass, because they're under a heavy vacuum. Head shaped like a trapezoid. Might just start calling it Crichton then, if you're not familiar with Red Dwarf. Was the joke in that? Head shaped like a novelty ice cube. Yeah. No, yeah, I've got a massive head as well. First snake cage is an old TV. Cool. You can run. Yeah, there's all sorts of weird insults. I'm gonna say as my general nickname is Wookie, that kind of pretty much gives the game away. Although these days, if I try to pull someone's arms out of their sockets, I'll probably just dislocate my own. Yeah, it's like the thing. I'm wondering how many. Also, I don't know how old you are, Joe, but I'm wondering how many youngsters these days just aren't aware that TVs used to be about 2 foot deep, front to back. I mean, the biggest I had, I think, was I had a 32-inch CRT 4x3 square screen. Was the last CRT I owned, and yeah, that was pretty much a cube. It was pretty much like 2.5 foot deep, front to back, as well as side to side and vertical. Oh, Bob's siding on porch lights again. Did you remember to put your pants on this time, Bob? It was, yeah. They were blooming heavy, weren't they, Chris? Yeah, it's not like you get a 32-inch TV these days. You open the box and you just pick it up like that and put it on the TV stand. Got a Heathkit 32. Boy, can I solder now? Yeah. Soldering is one of them skills that actually is dying out a lot. It used to be something that everyone could, wield the soldering iron vaguely, but these days, as components aren't replaced anymore, people are forgetting how to solder or just not learning. I got taught at high school how to solder. Yeah, good point, Anthony. Youngsters aren't aware of anything not on their phones. Yeah, unless your wall was an oak tree. Yeah, 21-inch unliftable. Yeah. All slide rules, yes. Yes. Mr. Adrian Newey is a very, very skillful user of a slide rule. He used to design. Oh, was he? He was Williams, and then he moved to Red Bull, didn't he? Yeah. This is it. Back in the day, if you had a big enough TV, it wasn't stealable. If someone broke into your house, they might get away with a VCR and your valuables, but your TV would still be there, your hi-fi would still be there. If I had one, I possibly would, Joe, but yeah, well, Bob, I remember my foster dad had one of the first ones. It was Vodafone. It was one of those ones. It was basically in a briefcase that had a car battery in it, and it lasted for about 15 minutes on the car battery. And yeah, it's ludicrous, but hey, I mean, technically it was a radio phone, so I'm not surprised they chewed the juice. But yeah, and the other ones where you had to pull the aerial out of it. Hello, moving your head around to get a decent signal. Yeah, I've caught a couple of episodes of Tanked, but and they're cool, but not really my kind of thing. It's more, they are more sort of it's a decoration or an ornament. I'd want to see more of the detail stuff that obviously they leave out of the TV show because it would bore 95% of the people who are watching. But yeah, exactly. And the phone that was attached to the wall, and all you could do was make phone calls on it. Yeah. I mean, hell, most kids these days probably don't realise you can turn a tape over or a record. Still battery. Yeah, they still have. Well, the batteries are awesome. It's just they put too much stuff in the phone and it chews through them. I mean, if you had today's batteries in an old Nokia, it'd probably last for about a year before it needed recharging. People would probably forget that you could recharge it and go and buy a new battery because they thought the battery was dead. That's what would happen with those. But yeah, I mean, you can tell by the fact that when you're doing stuff on your phone for a while, it starts getting hot. Yeah, something that small shouldn't be pulling that much power. I just act weird. That works, Bob. Yeah, the old Walkmans. They'd go for ages on a pair of AA batteries. Oh, yeah, I mean, there are actually videos of YouTube of kids these days trying to use a rotary dial phone and failing badly. Look, Mum, a real vinyl. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain about the battery in my phone, but the amount I use it, it probably doesn't. Yeah, it lasts several days on a charge. Um, I couldn't use a portable radio. Yeah, I probably couldn't figure out how to tune it in. Um, Mini discs. Yes, Jason, I remember those. Fortunately, at the time I never actually bought one, so I didn't lose out on that one. Uh, yeah, people would. It's a weird one though, because now it's been long enough that they're actually worth a bit of money again. Mini disc players and mini discs themselves. Um, they sort of went where they were just, yeah, I'll give you a fiver for it. Well, yeah, go on in, I'll take it off your hands. So now people, yeah, are actually audiophiles are actually looking for them. Still can make cheese. Wow. Yep, you can make cheese. I accidentally make cheese fairly regularly. Um, Thank you very much, Joe. Hope we will see you again in the future. Have a good time and stay safe. Um, yeah, I sometimes forget about milk in the fridge for long periods of time because I don't drink milk myself. So I'll buy a pint jug of milk once a week so that I can make Mary coffee when she comes over on Sunday or whenever. Now, obviously, that's out of date by the next week, so I remember to buy another pint of milk. I just don't necessarily remember to throw the old one away. And sometimes one ends up in the back of the fridge for several months. And then you have cottage cheese. Well, you get the curds and you get the whey. So, yeah, you've basically got cottage cheese. Probably doesn't smell too good, but hey, I can't smell it. Oh yeah, the mini CDs. Yes, I've got some of them. Do you like helping and working together with your spouse? Basically, for me, Holly, I like spending whatever time I can with my significant other, Mary. Yeah, we'll do whatever together. It doesn't bother me. We'll do some gardening, do some tank work, go for a walk, clean the car, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, yeah, the dogs will help you with the digging and the cats will help you with the fertilising. Rectangular with 2 round edges. Pam, how are you? Hey, colour guppies. How's your arm, Pam? Are you on the mend now? Please say yes. Pamster. Oh, awesome one. Like a hamster, but more Pam. Yeah. And strangely, Pam, you managed to, and colour guppies, but I think it's more Pam has managed to join just when I'm thinking I really need to go for a whiz. So I'll let everyone think it's getting better. That's good. That's good. Authorised generally have obsolete in 10 years. Proven, yeah, well, we know digital sucks when it comes to music. Yeah. And my second coffee. Second coffee? You should have had that about 12 hours ago. Second coffee, 7 o'clock at night. Oh dear. The only reason I'm only on my second monster is because I haven't been at work today. Right. I'm going to have to go, as Blackie says, go and wrestle the alligator or wrestle the crocodile. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hopefully some fishes will show up. Oh, there's Bertie anyway, with a black beard, algae beard. That's better. It's taking the weight off. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of us men are kind of like that, Holly. It's personally, I like to think about things for a long time. There's going to be a loud bang in a minute as the door hits back there. But the only real reason I like to think about things for a long time is I'm too lazy to actually do them. Yeah, it's a very deep rabbit hole to go down. Analog versus digital audio. Yeah, you kind of have to be an audiophile to notice the difference. Just don't get me started on Beats headphones. Or the fact that stuff these days doesn't even have a graphic equalizer on it. Exactly. 72 linear piston air pumps. Yep. Well, have fun, Jason. Try not to injure yourself in the process, as I probably would. And good to have you here as well. Increasing the IQ level in general. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of glad like that, Aaron. I've actually started thinking about models again, because just not even been in my brain at all for months. And now I was thinking, yeah, maybe I might build that at some point. So Mojo might be on the way back. We shall see. I'm not going to try and force anything or rush anything. Oh, thank you very much, Bob. As always, very much appreciated. Or, like with anything else, it will go into the aquarium stuff fund. Whether that be more grow out tubs and associated stuff to go in them, or new tanks, or what causes it though. I'm still here, by the way. I think what causes it is my laptop suddenly decides it's gonna upload an update or download an update or something and grinds things to a halt. Hang on, let me just yeah, by the time I get finished typing it, it comes back again. Yeah, I think what happens is my laptop decides it's going to download an update in the middle of a stream and things grind to a halt. Yes. Well, I don't worry about that, Chris. The people who are here want to be here. If people don't want to be here, I'm not going to hold them to anything. But hey, you know, I think George Farmer's live at the moment as well, so that's probably where Summer disappeared to. Oh, thank you, Basiwi. I find a surgeon roving. Perhaps some people have got better things to do on a Sunday night than watch some fat blokes smoke and drink energy drinks and waffle about random rubbish. Exactly. I'm definitely still here. Eyes are still waffling. Oh, bless you, Chris. I mean, not even having a nap. I would put having a nap above watching me. Yeah, I'll say this is any advice on planted tanks. Put plants in. That's literally it. I mean, if you're doing it for the fish styly, you're not going to have to worry about fertilizers and stuff like that for quite some time. I mean, I don't do fertilizers or CO2 or anything. I mean, here he is. Hello, Spazzy boy. Here's the side of the show. Let's get the camera and have a look at Spaz, shall we? Because he's far nicer to look at than I am. And here's where the camera does weird things again and won't focus back on me. And hang on, we're tangled up. Oh, there we go. If the camera will focus, there is Spaz, my Senegal Bashir, biker, whatever you want to call him, and the electric blue Akara. Is that the female? I believe that's the female hiding up down the corner. One of the males. Bertie, the world's weirdest bristle nose. And she is, I think, the only bristle nose there is. Oh, do you want to see the light shade again, Bob? There you go. Oh, Brichard, very sweet. Ah, it's all Ro's fault. Yeah, blame Ro. Yeah, I've managed to get rid of the duckweed. Easiest way to get rid of duckweed is to use a comb for your hair and just use that. Because it's got a flat edge, just scrape it all up to one side of the tank and take it out. Job done. But yeah, it's different plants will thrive in different tanks. So, and I've got dwarf sage, corkscrew val, crits, anubias, different crits, java fern, more crits, echinodorus in here. And that's pretty much what I've got spread throughout all my tanks. Yeah, the endless duckweed cycle. I mean, it's great if you've got goldfish because, you know, it saves you buying food for the goldfish. I just wish bristlenoses ate it because then I'd be sorted. Because at the moment, the baby bristlenoses are going through pretty much an entire cucumber and a half or two large zucchini a week, on top of the rapashi and algae wafers. Yeah, the fairy cichlids. Yes, they're a very pretty fish bowl. It's something I've been thinking of. It's just whether I have somewhere suitable for them. I'll say the other one I've been thinking of is maybe a severum of some description in here. But I'm, again, not entirely sure whether the tank would be big enough for a severum. So technically, it's a 40 breeder. Yeah, I think the Bricardi, I think they're relatively peaceful. They're kind of crib-like in their sort of attitude to life and kind of things. They're not overly aggressive and they don't get too big. Oh, what is this you're talking about, Chris? Edits? What's that? Edit? No, never heard of it. Fair enough. Yeah, well, I mean, that Chris, is probably why you get so many more views and subs, etc., than I do, because you do that editing stuff and you're awesome. Whereas I'm just some random British noob waffling about rubbish. With all the tech skills of a guppy. Um, once I get something figured out, I can do it, no problem. But it's the figuring it out that takes me a while. Yeah, that's why I say it is. I'm me. I'm not going to change to do something for someone else's what someone else thinks should be done. I'm just going to carry on being me. People like it, great. If they don't, tough. Oh, speaking about liking it, Amber, me lovely, big huggies, big get well huggies. Yeah, and I had another visit from Zach this week. He's got into hiding things now. Yes, he. I was working on a tank, and he stole that and hid it somewhere the other side of the house. I only found it today, and it happened like in the middle of the week. So, cheers, buddy. Thankfully, I had spares, but it's always good to know. It's one of those things that I don't mind what Zach decides to do, just to know he's here still is great for me. Whether he decides to sit there and scratch himself in a live stream, which was actually audible, whether he decides to throw my lighter across the floor or come and sleep on the bed with me, or just knowing he's about. I'm waiting for the warm breeze in the face to wake me up. Joseph, how are you? Hope all is good in the fish house, and you're doing as you're told. Yeah. So I've not really kept any aggressive fish. I mean, I've had yo-yo loaches that turned psycho and I had to go back. I had an angelfish that turned psycho and I had to go back. And now I've got a Bashir. What are you doing, Bertie? Are you trying to bury yourself in the substrate again? You are, aren't you? Yes. Yes, I've got the world's weirdest bristlenose pleco. I'll say, as we got a bunch of talented and experienced fish keepers here, has anyone else had a female bristlenose that loves to eat blackbeard algae? As far as I'm aware, bristlenoses don't eat blackbeard algae. And it's not like she's going hungry. There's plenty of food in there for them. They get fed every day. You can see by the size of the belly on her that she's not skinny. Yes, you're soaking in information and knowledge, Aaron. That's the thing. It might not even be in a subject you're interested about, but you could just be randomly talking to someone. They might ask someone else a question about a fish tank, and I know the answer to that. Oh dear. I think I might have some breeding going on right now in the shell dweller tank. Will water changes do procrastination? So yeah, it is. I'm an expert in procrastination. I can even say it sometimes. But yeah, don't overdo it, Amber. That's always the trick. Exception of this picture. Someone's light coming. Yeah. Aha! Yeah, see, universal sign language, everyone understands. I mean, it's not far off of the staying alive Bee Gees, John Travolta thing, but everyone knows I don't do dancing. And the only thing I'm likely to sing is "Baby Crib, do 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 do, Baby Crib." Yeah, that's it, Amber. Yeah, I've got more cribs again. Bloody things. Yeah. White skin tights. Yeah, no, Bob, you don't want to see that. You really don't want to see me in anything skin tight. Ugh. Even I don't want to see that. There's one reason I don't ride a bike anymore. Hell no, I might put a lycra on. Yeah, cribs are underrated. They're awesome fish. Everyone should have some. I think, Amber, do you? The problem is they're one of those fish, you see them in the store, same difference. And they're always washed out. They've always got very little colour. They're basically grey with a black stripe or two. Maybe a little bit of orange in the dorsal and tail fin. What shall I depict next? But yeah, I'll say once you get cribs in your tank and they colour up, I mean, the pair I've got in there at the moment, which are Pam's great grandkids. Are they great grandkids or are they grandkids? They're our great grandkids, so it's great grandkids I've got in there now as well. Yeah, in the male's he's got the red chest and cheeks all down his sides. Breeding colours on at the moment, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, my water is liquid rock, as we've said before with Chewy, but I seem to get a good mix of males and females. Again, that might just be because they've all been raised for like 3 or 4 generations in the same water. So they might have equalised, I think, something like that anyway. I do tend to get a good mix of males and females. Giant cribs. Cribensis giganticus, Pelvicochromis giganticus. Oh dear. Oh dear. Have people been jumping tanks and attacking each other, or? I do hope not. Female. Oh dear. Oh. No, you could have some interesting looking babies, Amber. They'll be half Nigerian red and half albino, or albino if we're talking American. Oh yeah, that is the sad bit. The other female got murdered. It tends to happen. Yeah, it comes out of the tap chewy. It's generally around about 8.4 pH and 300 TDS, most of which is probably calcium. Yeah, that is the thing. I mean, all my tanks and tubs have all got lids on. Yeah, mostly because they just come with them in the UK generally. We don't tend to get lidless tanks very often, unless you buy the ADA ones, which are more expensive than one with a lid. Huh? What? Wife swap gone too far. Yeah, a bit. Wife swap gone wrong. Yeah, a bit clickbaity though, Aaron. we try to avoid clickbait sometimes. I can't help it. Sometimes it has to be done. Yeah, I was saying that tank, it's running same TDS, if not a little higher. I think it was running about 320 TDS, and the pH is 7.8 in there. Yeah, that one's 7.8. Yeah, most of them are around 7.8, 8.2. This one's a little bit softer, purely because the amount of bogwood, plants, and built up poop in the substrate. But yeah, yeah, most of them are fairly hard. I say it's why I try and buy Velvicacronus sacromontis, not giganticus, and, which would have made sense to me. Yeah. You just googled Latin name giant cribensis, it came out. Yeah, exactly. So much information available at our fingertips. Yeah, so the only one I don't really know the water parameters on is the shell dwellers tank. Chlorine and chloride cleanser. Yeah, I wouldn't use anything with chlorine or chloride in it. That's basically bleach. That would kill fish and plants. Yeah, I say there's a reason we do dechlorinate our water. Sorry, water. Correct enunciation, Sharp. I'll say it may well be safe for fruit and plants, but yeah, I wouldn't put it anywhere near my fish. The amount of people I know who have accidentally drop a liter, gets rid of the chlorine and chloride. Yeah, it's basically dechlorinator. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, look at that. Bob's hunting up his own video. Well, I say hunting up. Yeah. If someone's typing in giant cribs and your videos come up, they're going to be the first ones they watch, Bob. So, congratulations. Reminds me of the time. What model kit was it? The Meng model was 1/48 scale P51 Mustang, and I was somehow I was the first person to get a review up of that kit in English in the world. And that video went nuts for about 3 days. It got about 1,000 views in 3 days, and then like the bigger YouTubers got hold of it, did their posh editing and stuff, and then put their videos out, and mine died. But hey, it was good while it lasted. There's probably some search terms that you probably have some of my older videos turn up on, but I'm probably way down the list of things to hunt for. Yeah, the Tainatus or Tainatus or Tinnitus. Yeah, I say all the cribs are gorgeous. There's no such thing as an ugly crib. And they're all pretty much as easy to breed as each other. Put a male and a female in a tank with a coconut hut of crib breeding +1. And yeah, that's I'm sure that's what it is I just have a magical coconut hut, because that's the hut that Pam bred in, and pretty much every generation since of cribs I've had has come out of that coconut hut. So I'm guessing it's magic. That's the only explanation I can give. I have a magic coconut hut of crib breeding, or in some cases just crib multiplication. So I'm pretty sure some just appear in there. Now, when you've got a tub that you've emptied twice, taken everything out, and you got down to about ½ an inch of water in there, pulled all the fish out, refilled it all, put everything back in, and then another cribensis shows up in there. What? Where the hell did you come from? Because yeah, there is another one back in there now. Pelvicacronus, yes. Yeah, all the cribs are gorgeous. Yes, you really haven't watered your garlic in them. They should still be alive. It's not been that bad weather. Yeah, it's probably something we're doing that's going to affect the waterways and make them softer. Around here, it all depends on the waterway. The rivers and inland lakes are pretty hard, but like the Norfolk Broads is super soft. The glaciers aren't running off. Yeah, I say the Broads are super soft, but they're basically about sort of 4 or 5 feet of water and then about 18 feet of sludge underneath it and decaying vegetation. So it's not a surprise they're soft. Yeah, it was originally that was marsh and swampland that, as the land got drained, left lakes and waterways that joined together. Most of Norfolk at one point was underwater, so you know, if it's dry land, it used to be floodplain. Yes, we keep doing what we think is best. Most of the sediment flows east and goes through pine forests. Pine forests are definitely going to soften it, because pine needles are acidic, full stop. It's why they make good bedding. You know, if you're wild camping or whatever, because the acid in them kills the bugs. Same with using bracken as well in the UK. Okay, it's mildly carcinogenic, but the reason people have used it for centuries for bedding is because it's acidic and it kills the bugs that would live in it otherwise. Actually, yeah, the flowing east and west. I forget which channel it was. There was a video I was watching. I think it might have been a random video on Route 66. I can't remember. They got to the point where antiseptic in cedar pine. Fair enough. Yeah. So the Melifix, what does it say is in there? Kaput oil. Melaleuca, I'm guessing, is the thing. Yeah, chew on them. Yeah. Chew on them to prevent tooth decay, or at least stop things getting infected. Yeah, this is it. The longer we settle in one place, the more we denude it of natural resources, and yeah, it doesn't take long for nature to come back in and take over, though. I mean, it's as we noticed with the lockdown. How long did it take for things to, rivers and lakes to clear and wildlife to start coming back into places where it hasn't been for years, and didn't take long at all. Hello Finn, how are you? Okay, there's a type of plant like the cedar pine. Yeah, pink dolphins back in Hong Kong. Yeah, well, I don't know about pink dolphins. I've seen plenty of pink elephants over the years. Yeah, it's not considered an antibiotic because it's naturally occurring rather than man-made. I think is the thing. I'm saying antibiotics go back as far as, what was it? It was Genghis Khan, the Mongol hordes. That was it. When they get saddle sores between their legs, they would rub mouldy bread on it. And obviously, penicillin is what bread mold is. And clear up the saddle sores. random bit of knowledge for you there. Yeah, garlic is a great natural. Well, garlic just keeps everything away. Let's be honest. Garlic is great for keeping people away. Tennessee is named after Tanas, or Tennessee, however it would be pronounced. Unfortunately, my understanding of Cherokee is not that good, unsurprisingly. Tony used cedar tree leaf to fight fungus in 4 pH. Oh, geez, 4 pH. That's battery acid. Right, thank you very much for the offer, Bob. But unfortunately, I don't think my understanding of Cherokee or pronunciations will cause that much of an issue in my life. It's not a dialect I have to deal with very often. Now, Polish or Bulgarian, yeah, that might help, but GRB has Maluka and pine cones. Yeah, I'll say it's stuff that would naturally fall into the waterways in the wild. So, there's Derek. Howdy do. Haven't seen you for a while, fella. Hope you're good. And we take the US back to have an advantage. I shall remember that, Bob. I'm trying to think of something to say that wouldn't. Yeah, no, there's nothing I can say. It wouldn't be inherently racist at some level. And there's Kay as well. Hello, Kay. How are you? Yeah, and I'm okay, Derek. Yeah, just usual work grumbles and life grumbles, and yeah, it's pretty much the same here, Chewies. We don't have any of these strong antibiotics or anything like that, and we can still get hold of dog dewormer and stuff like that if we need to, but yeah, we can't get erythromycin and maricin and all that stuff in the UK. Yeah, I'll say it's probably the same here. If you had a prize arowana, massively expensive fish, and you went to a vet, you could get whatever you needed as a prescription. You can't just go out and buy it. But I mean, let's be honest, as much as we love all our fishies, and Kay will know what the cost is, because I don't know how much it costs to buy, a dog or cat prescription medicine. Let's just be honest, the medicine is going to cost more than the fish was going to cost to replace. So, it does sometimes come down to that, I'm afraid. As harsh as it sounds, yeah, they got the strong stuff that really works. Yeah, about 30 pounds. So yeah, I've definitely not got any fish that cost me anywhere near that much. Hi Atkins, welcome aboard. Yeah, I'll say that's the thing, Bob, is UK, Canada, probably I think most of Europe as well. All those kind of things are banned. Basically, the only way you can get them is to get a prescription from either a doctor or a vet. Hence why we do a lot of Melafix, Pemafix, salt, that kind of stuff. If I could get hold of things like erythromycin, would I use it? Possibly, but I tend to find that as long as I quarantine my fish, keep the water clean, make sure the fish are healthy, in good conditions, I tend not to, touch wood, tend not to get much in the way of disease or illness. You still can buy potassium nitrate, but it gets held. Yeah, you can buy it, you just don't get it. Yes, autumn. Replenish all the various cones and leaves, yes. I think that's something I might have a go at some point, is black water tank. Two weeks ago, I had a post, yeah. Yes. I'll say, I mean, the only other bit of fishy news I got is the little tanky tank there with Tanky, the Abisto in, and CPDs. I think has got cyanobacteria in it, or blue-green algae. I mean, it's pearling quite nicely. So I think I'm going to have to give that a strip down, scrub out, and restart. Probably going to be easier than trying to fight it and kill it. I did try CO2 Atkins in one tank. It worked quite well. I've disconnected it now because that's my shell dweller tank. There's no plants in it apart from some floating, not duckweed, the other one, not frog bits, not spirulina, salvinia, that's the one. Yeah, so I just used the Tropica plant growth thing with has a little chamber you put in there, and then you press the button and fill the chamber up to whatever level, and it gradually dissolves into the water throughout the day. I'll say it worked well, except for when fish decided to hide in it, or snails decided to hide in the containery bit, and then you got to try and get them out before you refill it with CO2. When I first started nursing these homeopathic medicines, yeah, I mean, I'll say there are certain natural medications that just work. Yeah, I got the replacement cans on Amazon, and Pets at Home in the UK sell them as well. Where's the box? Got the box somewhere around here. Probably somewhere up that corner with the rest of the rubbish. Yeah, I think it was 3 cans. I can't remember how much it was, but the cans last a pretty long time. I think I got a month and a half, 2 months out of each can. Neosea, yeah, I've not seen that one, so. But I mean, to me, I don't have I don't grow the kind of plants that need CO2 or high light levels. I mean, none of my tanks are what I call high light. If they are, it's entirely accidental. As I was saying, I mean, this thing gets no fertilizer, no CO2, nothing. and gets trimmed pretty much every week, every other week at most. It's just flue-wool stratum substrate that is chock-a-block with mold. I say it might be different UK to US. That's the only thing. Maybe Corey might have them. I don't know. So it would be a dangerous thing for me to look on the Aquarium Co-op site because I would see so much awesome stuff that I'd love, but then I couldn't order it. So I'd end up looking on different UK sites. And yeah, down that rabbit hole leads an empty bank balance. So I try to just look when I need to get something. I just go on to whichever site and look for that. Yes, I think most people use the IKEA Detolf or Detloff, one of them. Detolf, one of them. I know that's the one Paul's got. I think Tim's got one or two. A lot of people have got them. I did look at them years back, but yeah, my models tend not to stay around long enough to worry about having a display cabinet. By the time I figure, yeah, you got really dusty, it's time for you to go in the bin. And I say pretty much everything up there will be going in the bin at some point. Probably not too distant future. Yeah. Mainly because when I finally get enough money saved up and everything's sorted out, that's when the flue-wool Megaflex will go. Unless I happen to buy another one of these or something else in time. But yeah, the next large tank will be going in there, which means that unit's going to have to go in the bin or find a new home somewhere. And probably all the models will end up in the bin as well. But hey. Yeah, I just, yeah, you know, I'm like Aaron, I just smash them with a hammer or walk on them and video it and then put it on Facebook and see how many people rage quit. Yeah, I'm trying to think the last time I had antibiotics. See whether anyone can blame me for any of it. Last time I had antibiotics, probably about 20 years ago. Maybe longer. About 20 years ago. That was just because they gave me a shot in the hospital. And yeah, I'm definitely not on the pill. I think it's something like that. Why have I got caps lock on? Why am I such a bell wipe? I think it's one of those, Aaron. Oh, well, for whirling disease. Yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, they might be inert or inactive after a few hours, but those few hours are probably enough to have an effect over time, which I think is what the problem is. Detolf the frog, or Detloff. It's actually an IKEA cabinet name for it's a glass-fronted display case. Yeah, so I think the only thing that put me off was the delivery price at the time. I was rather low on funds. So yeah, and plus I would have needed several of them as well, because that was back when I was knocking out uh, probably about 2 models a week. Um, yeah, it wasn't far off that. I think at the time it was about the same as the cost of the bloody cabinet to get it delivered. Um, now obviously I have access to a car with Mary, so we could just drive and get one. But um, the closest IKEA in Norwich is out on the ring road, which is like 3 bus journeys. It's where they make the money. Yeah, definitely. Um, it's yeah, no more organic plants. Winds are blowing GMOs ever. I mean, none of the food crops we eat anyway for years, decades, centuries have been how they would naturally be. We've all, much like fish, where we've line bred them to be what we want them to be. Like the electric blue acaras, like the different flavours of guppies, just line breed with the specific things we want. I know that's technically not GMO, but you know, all ends up with different stuff. Manchester, chav capital of the UK. Well, chav capital of the northwest, anyway. Well, chav capital, yeah, that part of the country. This chav capital was all over the place. We have Thetford and Watton. Uh, yeah, it's. Ooh. Well, I'm trying to save my guppies. Yeah, I'll say what I did with guppies is buy a whole bunch of different ones that have obviously been specifically bred for different colours and fin shapes and blah blah. Just mix them all back together, see what comes out in the wash, and generally end up with stronger fish. Uh, and in my actual personal experience, the longest lived and strongest guppies are the ones with the S-shaped spines and no fins. They just go and go and go. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. Yarmouth is chavvy. Oh, there's Spazzy out and about again. There's so much for nocturnal. He spends more. I swear he sleeps all night. He's out and about all day. But yeah, seeing a predator eating algae wafers is a very strange experience. It's not a nibble on. He takes the whole thing in one. Came from mountains near me. Been there since 1945. Yeah, they're going to be some lovely fishies. Going to be very strong. And none of the weaknesses bred into them from people. So let's be honest, they're all being bred for a recessive gene. And the more recessive genes you breed in, the weaker things get. It's generally the case. Anyway, my time is up. Father Fish will be going on any minute now. I don't want to step on his toes. So I shall bid everyone adieu. Have a good week. Stay safe. Stay fishy. And enjoy. Bye.